Hi guys, Dom here. Just came back from New York for the official MODX launch, and today, as promised, I'm going to answer your questions on the Yamaha MODX synth. Let's get started. Before I begin, let me thank you guys for the amazing feedback on my video for the Yamaha MODX and for sending me all those great questions. That's why I decided to make a dedicated video for them. So I have all your questions right here. Apologies in advance if I miss a question, but I'm gonna try my best and reply to all of them. So let's start with the first one. First question, how much from Compfox? So for the MODX 6 UK pounds, it's 12.31. For the MODX 7, it's 14.20, and the MODX 8, 16.42. You know, the street price may vary. Just check with your dealer to get the best price. All right, second question from Yue Yaguchi. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. I'm probably gonna do this quite a few times today. Apologize in advance. How about the keybed on the MODX? All right, so the keybed on the MODX is a semi-weighted keyboard. Of course, the 88 has fully weighted keys. Feels really, really nice. I've tried this. So I think that the question that many of you are going to have is this as good as the Montage synth action keybed? And I have to say that I feel that the Montage has a more of a high-end feel to it. It feels different, definitely feels different. That being said, the MODX feels really, really nice as well. It has a very nice feel, and compared to, for example, the MOXF, I feel that it's a huge upgrade in terms of keybed. It feels really solid, really nice, and I really like this matte finish on the black keys. It's really good. Definitely better than the MOXF, but still, the Montage has the edge. It feels super high-end. It feels, I mean, it's my favorite synth type of keyboard. From Borda Dipanjan, what about the keybed, bro? Is it semi-weighted? Yes, it is. It's semi-weighted. It feels really nice. And for the MODX 8, it's very, very solid. You really feel like you're playing like a piano. It gives me this feeling. Does it have the same FM engine as the Montage from Philip Farstrom? Yes, it has the same FM engine. The only difference is that instead of 128 notes polyphony, you have 64. If you ask me, I think that's more than enough for an FM synthesizer. Everything else is the same. So you have the 8 operators, you have the skirt, you have all the algorithms. It's not a cut down engine. The only thing that's cut down is polyphony. So exactly the same power like the Montage. Some Potro, no built-in sequencer again. This is not really a question, but I think that quite a few people have pointed that out. I would say that, yes, I mean, it has like sequencer kind of recording function facility where you can record your ideas and you can turn them into arpeggios as well or in MIDI files. But I mean, I think the main thing to understand here is that Yamaha is not trying to create a workstation keyboard. It's not a workstation. It is a synthesizer. I would treat this as I would treat my Moog Sub 37 over there, as I would treat my polyphonic analog synths. So I would treat it as a sound design thing and like a keyboard that I can take out and play live. I wouldn't treat it as a workstation. Now, if you want to record your sounds and do MIDI editing and all these things, this comes with Cubase AI. This is a super powerful sequencer and it's free, you know, and you have access to it. Once you get this, you can install Cubase AI, and trust me, you could do so much more than just having a built-in sequencer on a synthesizer. I think this makes you focus more on the sound, on your performance, rather than having like a million bells and whistles, which, you know, you might not end up using. That being said, I understand for some people that's important. try Cubase AI. From keyboard operations, what about Cubase controller functionality like on MoXF? Very good question. What you can do right now, as we speak on the MoDX, is that this is an audio interface. You can use this as an audio interface for your Cubase or any other DAW for that matter. When it comes to DAW functionality, it's not there yet. But on the Montage, we already have DAW functionality for Cubase, Pro Tools, Ableton, and Logic. So I wouldn't be surprised if this comes later on. I think we have to wait and see, but I suspect it's gonna come at some point, but not right now. Right, next question from Woody Piano Shack. I loved your video on the MoDX, by the way. Let's see. Okay, so I haven't understood if it's got the multi-arp performances that were so awesome on the Motif and MoXF. Yes, the answer is yes. You have up to 8 arpeggiators per patch, so you can turn them on and off. You can set them up with the scenes, so you can have like on scene number 1 to have the arpeggio number 1, scene number 2 have the arpeggio number 5, maybe scene number 3 having the arpeggios turned off. So it's really, really powerful, way more advanced functionality than the MoDX and the Motif. All right, let's go to the next question from the Audio Eng. Can you confirm that the MoDXs can receive response to Aftertouch? That's a very good question, and to be honest with you, I didn't have the time to try that yet, but what I can show you is that the MoDX has all the facilities to receive Aftertouch. So let me show you. If I go to Mode Control and go to Control Sign, you can see that I have Auto Selects and I have Mod Wheel. Of course, I can have my pitch bend and all these things. But if you check right here, you also have Aftertouch. So that means that the facility is still there. You still can control stuff with Aftertouch. It's just that the keyboard doesn't have Aftertouch. Yes, the MoDX can receive Aftertouch messages in the exact same way like the Montage. Aftertouch is there. I can assign stuff to it. This is from 92 Berg 92. Does it have a vocoder and sampler? Yes, it does have a vocoder. Sampler, it's not a sampler, but you can load your own waveforms because it has a 1 gig flash ROM built in. So you cannot sample on it straight away, but you can load your own samples. Fernando Esprieto says, I would like to know the quality of the string patches since this is a very important point for me. What I can say to you, Fernando, is that basically this shares the same sounds like the Yamaha Montage. So I've done a video on the orchestral sounds. You can check it out right here or right here. I think it's probably right here. And you know, just have a listen. But of course, I think that if you go and try it out, you will know better. But as far as I'm concerned, I really like the quality of the string patches, and you can create your own. That's the best part about this synthesizer. Moses7 asks, can you make a quick beat with it? And what I can say about this is that yes, you can absolutely create a very quick beat with it. Now you also have rhythm pattern button right here, so you can actually you can have a sound like this. You can press the rhythm pattern and then just select any of the drum kits and have 8 arpeggiators. Super, super fast. Now, if you want to create your own pattern, what I would do is I would go to my drum sounds and, for example, select the hip hop kit, and then I can go and press record. I can start recording, and I can turn this into an arpeggio very, very quickly. So yes, you can create a beat with the MoDX, no problem. Jeffrey Merrifield asks, can samples be loaded into the MoDX? Yes, you can load samples into the MoDX. It has 1 gig of flash ROM in there. So yes, absolutely, you can load samples, your own samples, third-party samples, whatever you want. Golem Rabbi Shohang asks, is there any option for vocoder? Yes, there is a vocoder built in, fully editable. You can change all the settings for the vocoder. It's really, really powerful, actually. What about the synth action keys like MoXF or better, asks Erlen Anjos. Yes, to me, they feel much, much better than the MoX F6. Definitely better. Jeremy T asks, is it possible to load montage libraries to the MoDX? Example, those from Easy Sounds. The answer is yes, you can load those sounds if they're fully compatible. Let's move on to the next question from 666JG Knots. In a previous montage video, you showed how to build analog sounds on the Montage. Does the same apply to the MoDX? Can you build sounds like you did on the Montage on this synth? The answer is a big yes. You can do the exact same things on the MoDX like you do on the Montage. So all the videos that I've done on the Montage, actually, they apply to the MoDX. When it comes to the synth engines, everything is the same. So you have 8 elements per part, you have 8 operators, exactly the same amount of power. The only difference, again, is the polyphony on the FMX engine, which is 64 notes. Matt Anderson asks, just wondering about split points. Can I have, for example, a solo synth on 2 dedicated octaves and effects on just 1 key, a string section on 2 other octaves, and a couple of other sounds laid out on the keyboard? The answer is yes, you can totally do that. Let me show you how, very, very quickly, how you can do this. Let's say I have this single part right here, and I want to add a few more parts. Let's add this guy, and let's add another guy right here. Maybe like a guitar sound, something like that. So let's say I want to create a split. It's actually that easy. You can go right here on the range, and you can click on it. You can set the keyboard range. So this is my low limit, and this is my high limit. So I just limited the range to these keys. Maybe for this one, I want to have the limit on 1 key, like this. So this is only playing on this key, and the same goes for everything else. So it's very, very easy to create like super complex splits, and you can do this with as many sounds as you want. I mean, the MoDX can play up to 8 sounds at the same time, but of course it has 16 sounds in total for use in a DAW. Moving on to the next question from Synthetic Juice. Yamaha's product page says that one can import their own samples. I can't find any info in the manuals about this though. Have you tried it? Yes, you can load your own samples exactly like you could load your own samples on the Montage. So all you need to do is get your samples, use a USB flash drive, and then load them with in the utility page. It's that easy. And then of course you can use them as you want. They will be like elements, so you can use them as oscillators on your AWM2 engine. Really, really cool. Thomas Bench asks, I want to know if 88 weighted keys version is the only version that controls expression of sound for DX engine. How do you hit the key, more velocity expression has? Actually, no, all 3 of them can control the FMX engine in the exact same way. They're all 3 velocity sensitive, so the harder you press the keys, the harder you hit the keys, the more velocity values you'll get. So that means that the FMX engine will be super expressive on all 3 motors. No difference there. But of course, the 88 weighted keys give you this kind of piano feel. If you like that, you will appreciate it. All right, let's move on to the next comment. I don't think I can read Russian, but Alekia Chenovny. Anyway, that's probably super bad. No sampler, no looper, no Android, no direct play, USB MP3, no live stage, no drum, no vocoder. I don't think that's a question, but I'm going to try and explain. No sampler. Yes, it's not a sampler, but you can load your own waveforms into it. No looper. Yes, this is a synthesizer. I don't know what a looper has to do with this synth. No Android. This is a debatable thing. The problem with Android is that the MIDI implementation in this operating system is not great. I mean, I'm not sure if it exists, but up to very recently, there was no MIDI support natively, so you would have lots of latency. The manufacturers, not only Yamaha, but most people that do apps for audio, they have a hard time supporting Android, but maybe this will change, so we'll see. No direct USB MP3. You can actually play back audio on the MODX, so that's not true. You can actually play WAV files with the audio player. No live stage. Well, I'm not exactly sure what that is, but I can confirm that it's not in there. No vocoder. Yes, there is a vocoder. You're wrong right there. No drum. There are drums, so yes, I hope this helps. Ben Rilo says, getting rid of the side buttons makes you helpless if you have a gig outside and sunlight hits your screen. Having the side buttons got me out of a jam with my Montage. Well, yes, the Montage, again, it's like the high-end model, it's like the flagship. In order to cut weight, size, and of course, cost, these buttons had to go. I don't think it's a deal breaker for me. So if I had like a limited budget, I would of course go for the MODX. But yes, if you can get the Montage, by all means, it's a flagship, right? Loader Wheeland. I owned a Montage 6. Now I look for the MODX. What are the 1 or 2 main differences to the Montage 6 besides price? Is it 16 versus 10 audio channels? Aftertouch, what more? Okay, here are the differences. Let's go through them. You have less controls, so you have 4 sliders, 4 encoders. You don't have the buttons on the right side. You also don't have the LEDs on the encoders and the sliders. You have less scenes buttons. You don't have Aftertouch. The wheels are on the top rather than on the side. There's no ribbon controller anymore. On the Montage, you don't have a power adapter. On the MODX, you do need a power adapter. For some people, this is a deal breaker. For some people, they don't really mind. On the MODX, we have only 4 parts of seamless sound switching. What does that mean? That means that on the Montage, you can have up to 8 sounds. You can hold this sound, for example, like a big pad or a big orchestral sound, move on to the next sound, and the previous sound won't cut off. Now, the difference between the Montage and the MODX is that the MODX can do this with up to 4 parts. So if you have like 6 parts, then the sound will cut off when you switch to the next sound. So again, that's important for live players, and I would say that you have to know your limits. So again, if you can go for the Montage and you have the budget and you're like super professional and you want the big and the best, of course, this will give you way, way more power because it can have seamless sound switching for up to 8 parts. Now, what else? This has 64 notes polyphony. We already mentioned that on the FMX engine. And the Montage has 128. This has a USB volume button. The Montage doesn't have that. This has a rhythm pattern button. The Montage doesn't have that. This supports only 44.1 kilohertz sampling rate. The Montage can go up to 192. This has 1 gig of flash ROM. The Montage has 1.7. So if you ask me if you already have the Montage, you know, the MODX is a great addition if you want the same great power and synth engines in a way more portable package, because that's a very big thing as well. This is super light. The Montage is a heavy synthesizer. Quantumist Boy asks, are the synth engines fully tweakable? Fully editing included? Yes, they're fully tweakable exactly like on the Montage. So if you check some of my other videos, you will see how powerful they are and how deep you can get into the sounds. Javik asks, your presets, some were really interesting. Thanks a lot, but these were not my presets on the video. These were all stock sounds, and this was just a very first look on the MODX. I'm going to create quite a few presets for this instrument, and I'm probably going to share these with you guys, and of course I'm going to upload them on Soundmondo. Christoph Klassen says, the worst part is there is no sequencer for making songs and beats. Well, again, guys, this is a synthesizer. This is not meant to be a workstation. I know some of you miss the sequencer. I've been using the sequencer on the Motif, from Motif, the original one, the XF, the ES, but trust me, if you start using the included Cubase AI, your life will change. Yes, it's good to have it on a workstation keyboard, but it's really not practical. Cubase is so much better when editing MIDI. It's so much better because you can also record audio. So just don't limit yourselves. Just install Cubase AI. It's free, it's included, and trust me, you will not go back. So there you go, guys. Hope this video helps answer some of your questions on the Yamaha MODX. Of course, if you have more questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments down below, and I'll try and answer as many of them as I can. As always, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give it a thumbs up because it really helps, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot. Peace.